Okay.
Okay, welcome everybody to Saturday, January 9th, 2021 at about 1:02 p.m. East Coast time. Welcome. This is our Super Saturday $1 million training for Genusity. Now today I'm gonna be a little shorter, sweeter. I don't have everything prepared. I thought I did, but it was my bad. I accidentally didn't send it to Randy yesterday to get it completed, but we'll still talk about it. And we'll make it available once we do get them available. We'll make them available in the Genusity group in Facebook. So make sure you're in our Genusity group so you'll have access to these. Let's talk about exposure. Let's talk about asking questions. This is, I feel, one of the problems in our industry is people don't get enough exposure. They don't ask questions. Questions leads to exposure, okay? And don't get me wrong, many of you are introverts or extroverts, okay? Who knows what you are, what type you are, red, blue, whatever the color type chart is, or whether you're this type of person or that, whatever, who cares? Let's take a me enema, okay, and get rid of who we were, and let's talk about who we're going to be for 2021. And I think this is going to be real important for each of your success. One thing I've noticed, and it's kind of funny, here I am 44 years in this industry, and I've enjoyed every second of those years. I've had my ups and downs. I've had my losing years, my enormous years, but I'm always staying open to new things. I'm always learning. I'm a student of the industry. I'm a student of life. But I've learned recently from my son Gray, and he was an introvert prior to Genusity. Boy, man, you had to beat him with a stick to get him to talk. Anybody know of anybody like that? Okay, there's a lot of people like that. Okay, but that's the way he was. And then, of course, when he realized how powerful network marketing is and how powerful the income opportunity was, it's like it just ignited a flame under his butt. I mean, it's almost, you can't get him to stop talking. And everywhere he goes, he's constantly talking about our products. He's constantly asking people, are they making all the kind of money all the money they could stand? He's asking questions, which creates exposure, okay? And this is, Amy's over to the right of me, I guess, 2 blocks over. Amy Carpenter up in Susanville, California. And let me say this, that's kind of a desolate area, I guess, from what I understand. Is that right, Amy? Okay, so the exposure, not a lot of people, whatever. So you're thinking, well, I live in an area like that. Well, Amy still has a job with working in a government facility, but Amy is the owner of a lot of our products, okay, of different ones of our products. She believes in all of them. And in turn, her and her son Cody and her family has a lot of our products like the Gentiles, and she keeps this with her at work. It's a timing product. The pandemic's out there. You gotta keep this stuff on your hands. But she keeps it on her desk, and now she has the opportunity, because of what just happened, to make a big sale, big commissions because of exposure. What I've learned in my 44 years, and when I look back on my years, the years I didn't make money were the years that I pretty much did not believe in my product. I believed in the money-making part, but not in the product. Let me say that again. The years that I did not make money, I wasn't a believer or a user of the product. I was a user of the money-making part of the opportunity. And I was chasing everybody, and I chased them away from me. How many of you, by typing in a 1 right now, would agree that's what's kept you from making money all these years as well? You weren't as much involved in the product. You might have been the first day or 2, but then all of a sudden it became a second afterthought. But you were chasing the money end of it. Would you agree with me there? You see, what we have to do is we have to realign our thinking. We have to become a product of the product. I'm going to say it right up front. No matter how broke or how much money you've got to find a way to own the product of the company you represent. Now, that means Genusity, Gen Health, Gen Mink, our oils. Some of you live in Canada or a country that can't get them. So what? We've got them on our website so you can still expose people to them. Our Gen Ties, 4-ounce bottles, 3-pack, or the 1/16 ounce. Our Gen Pet Max, okay? Our Jennies, our Gen Java coffee. You need to have as many of these as you can get your hands on, okay? Or all of them. Now, let me say this. How many of you know about the cases that we have that you can purchase? Okay, many of you have these. Some of you have never seen them. We have beautiful cases. We actually brought them out 3 years ago with our beacons that we used to sell. Okay, but what I've done is I have a total of 3 of these, and I'm going to open up each 3 for you. I have a total of 3 of these that I keep in the car. Anytime I leave the house, I take these with me. Okay, and in turn, what I've done is, here's one of them. This one, of course, this is taped in here. I've had people ask, I've kept it up just in the event I ever bring it back. But this one has got our CBD products in it. Okay. And I show people whenever we're starting to talk, I actually show them the CBD products. Now, some of you might say, well, you know what? All I do is I just open up my laptop, I pull up the site, and I let them see the website, and they can see the products. Folks, let me just say this. The power of physical products in hand is 100 times more powerful than the one-dimension visual that they get from a website. And they see that you own the product. Now, let me take you back to 1988. 1988. I was laying on the beach off of Shore Drive in Virginia Beach. I had a house on the bay there, right on the water. And I was laying out in the sand. It was a Sunday afternoon. And next to me was my next door neighbor. And he was the zone manager of American Honda. And I had just kind of retired, stepped away from the car industry. He knew it. And he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Nothing much." I said, "I've got my Herbalife income coming in. And I actually just got into another company, NSA, water and air filter company, and this and that. And I made $38,000 last month and this." He said, "Let me ask you something. Would you entertain getting back in the car industry?" I said, "The only way I'd get back in is if I owned the dealership." Man, did I put my foot in my mouth. Okay. Cause he put me on the money. He said, we've got a franchise in Chesapeake and Portsmouth, Honda Acura franchise. The owner has been taking money out, putting it in his hotels. He's all but bankrupted the franchises. And this, by the way, folks, is when Honda was super hot and Acura was brand new, and Acura was a sore subject to Honda because nobody was buying Acuras. Why would I buy a Honda that's $5,000 more than what I could get in a Honda? Okay, that's how people looked at it back then. And he said, and he's getting ready to lose the franchises, and you could be a 51% owner and have control. And he says, and you wouldn't have to have money. Now, let me say this to everybody on this call. Okay, this is being recorded, but understand this: if you exit this call, you will not be able to get back onto this training. Okay, so don't leave. Somebody just left, they're going to cry and they're not going to be able to get back in. So be careful, don't hit any buttons on your keyboard. So I bought in on the franchise and I couldn't believe what was going on. It was a people problem. Okay, it was a people problem. All the salespeople at the Acura store, not one of them owned an Acura. Not any of the sales of the parts department people owned an Acura. Not any of the shop techs or body shop techs owned an Acura. Nobody owned the product. None of the secretaries, nobody did. The Honda store was doing good. It still wasn't up there, but it was doing good. And about half the people that worked there owned a Honda. So I immediately found out who were the problem people at both franchises that were costing them their reputation, their CSI score, their customer satisfaction index score. And so I went incognito. Most of them didn't know I was a buy-in owner. I was the majority owner. And I went in there and just acted like a customer for almost a week. I was acting like I had a car in the shop. And I found out and figured out who the bad apples were. There was, between the two franchises, there was only 3 people out of the hundreds of people that worked there that were costing that franchise attitude problem, money problem, okay? And I got rid of those 3 people. Didn't want to. I hate firing anybody, but I had to. They were thieves. They were stealing from the franchises and making other people feel bad about coming to work, okay? So I got rid of them. Held a meeting and everybody said, wow. And it was like one of these reality shows. Okay. You've seen those reality shows. It maybe what I did actually sparked it. I don't know. But anyways, so I held a sales meeting.
Oh, that was John's.
Yeah. I held a sales meeting and introduced myself. We had everybody come to the Acura store. And there was we shut the whole operation down. The showroom was gigantic. We had 218 people there. And I introduced myself. And I let everybody know that it was a new day. And that even though it was the worst rated Honda Acura franchise in the United States, we were going to make a change. We were going to be #1 in 90 days. And you wouldn't believe the snickers and the laughs in the crowd. And I said, this person, and this person is gone. And I actually had a few people that clapped. And I said, and from here on out, here's the deal. My sales managers, you work for these salespeople. Salespeople, you represent this franchise. How many of you believe in Honda and Acura? Raise your hand. Everybody raised their hand. Okay, everybody raised their hand in the meeting. I said, now I want you to do this. Keep your hands up, everybody. They kept their hands up. I said, now how many of you own and drive every day a Honda or an Acura? Leave your hand up. Those that don't own one, lower your hand. 80 to 90% of the hands went down. I said, here's a problem I have. I believe in it. I just bought 2 Acuras. One, even though I get demos, I bought them because I believe in them. One for my wife, one for myself. And they brought them up front, shined up, ready to go. And I said, I want to ask everybody in the next 30 days to purchase a Honda or an Acura. Those that don't own one. And if you can't afford one, I want you to set up an appointment with me and let's see what we can work out. Now, those that put your hand down because you don't own one, I want you to put your hands up. Okay. Now, how many of you, by taking your hands down, are going to do this within 30 days? Take down your hand. Every hand went down. Folks, all but 2 people bought a Honda or Acura in that 30-day time period. And in 90 days, my franchise was #1 in the United States. In 90 days, I set a record in all 20 categories. Now, I'm saying this for a reason. Because all it took was for everybody in every department of those dealerships to own and appreciate their product and believe in it. Because when that happens, they become walking billboards for sales, for service, for parts. Well, so goes it in all businesses, in Genusity especially. If you own the product, okay? If you own the product and you use the product, There are no armies. There is no other network marketing company distributors on Facebook, Instagram that can tell you that you do not have a good product. They can't take you away from it. This is one of the ones I set up with this. I bought some sample bottles, and I'm working on a deal with a manufacturer, and I don't know if we're going to be able to cut the deal. Their pricing is still out there, but I bought little 10 milliliter sample bottles for the mink oil, the Gen Mink product. I've got labels coming Monday. I'm going to print the labels out for them. And I've got these now as giveaways in this, okay? That's for this. And then this one here has, now you might be going, but Tim, you're the CEO. You and Randy own it. You can afford the, no, listen, if I didn't own it, I'd find a way. I said this about the upgrade packages. I'm going to say this about this. I'd find a way. I'd beg, borrow. When I got into NSA, I was in one of those valleys of my life. Listen to me, everybody. I got into it, and I found out my wife was cheating on me. She took my children, and she took my money. She took my life. I was left with nothing but a 1985 Chevrolet conversion van. So when I saw NSA, I wanted to be a direct distributor. $5,000. I had nothing. I borrowed. I begged, borrowed, and I didn't steal. I almost said the word steal, but I didn't steal. And I've got the money. I found the money. Here's the Gen Java samples, okay? In this one. I found the money and became a direct distributor. In 3 months, I was fifth dimension. In 6 months, I was a national marketing director, and I accomplished in my first 6 months what nobody in the history of NSA had ever done. The average time it took somebody to become an NMD was 12 to 18 months, those that became it, okay? I did it in 6 months. I didn't let nobody tear me down. None of my Herbalife friends from my distributorship over there tore me down. Nobody. And when they saw me and I believed in it, and I owned my own water filter, I got my own air filters, and I kept them with me. I had them on my sink. I had them set up in my home, my apartment at the time. Folks, I became successful. So now, in turn, what I meant to send to Randy yesterday that I didn't, are banners, 24 by 60-inch banners for Gen Java and for Gen Mink. 2 banners that are going to be generic banners. I'm working out a pricing structure right now with a local banner manufacturer, and we're going to start ordering and stocking these, because I firmly believe that if you're talking to a coffee shop owner, a little mom and pop coffee shop owner, or a salon, or anybody like that, that not only when you show them your product, you show them your support. Now, this is very important. This is $1 million diamond chip I'm giving you right now. You don't want to just show them your product. You want to show them your support, which is very important. Your support is, now you roll out that Gen Mink banner, canvas banner. You say you can put one of these up. And now the add-on sales is simple. You got something to write with, you do. How many haircuts do you give a day? How many people's nails do you do a day? Okay. You have them write it down. Or if you feel more comfortable, you writing it down, you write it down, because visualization is important now. What they actually see versus what they're thinking leaves a indelible impression in their brain. And if they say, well, I do about 50 cuts in 50 cuts and maybe 20 sets of nails, that's 70 customers a day. Okay, let's just say you half those buy the Gen Mink product from you. Okay, half of them buy the Gen Mink product. That's 35. Your cost is 25 a bottle. They sell for 49. You make $25. $25 at 35 is 750 is $875 a month. What's your rent in this building? $1,000, $1,500? You just got a portion of your rent covered by aftermarket. We call this an aftermarket sale in a business. By an aftermarket sale. Here's the beauty of it. You're creating future sales, because when people buy this Gen Mink and they use it and they start to see they're getting rid of their lines and their wrinkles, they're looking better, and their skin's getting healthier, and they start running out, who are they going to call to get more? And all of a sudden, the store owner goes, well, me. Exactly. Now, that's just that day. The next day, you might get 10 sales. The next day, you might get 15 sales. The next day, you might get 27 sales. In the course of a month, how many heads are you cutting, styling, and how many people's nails are you doing? And then now, folks, show them those numbers. Well, probably 200 heads, and 100 is 300. If you just got 150 of those, now you want to pull out your calculator. You don't want them to think you're 150 times 25 profit. 150 times 25 is $3,750 in add-on sales. And what's your rent on this building again? $1,500. You just paid for that. What's your electricity? This much. And what did you have to do to sell this? You have this banner hanging up right over where people pay, where they can see it. And it's a beautiful banner, folks. Coffee shop owner. Gen Java is here. Get the world's first great tasting, healthy coffee infused with high quality CBD at a fraction of the price. Order your cup here. Okay? It's going to spark curiosity. You can do the same thing with that shop owner. Folks, this will build brand recognition. And who's the distributor that created that? Point to yourself. Point to yourself. Exactly. You. Now, here's what's going to happen. They sign up for free. They can do that. Now you can say to them, you can put a little placard next to the register. Looking to make part-time or full-time income? Ask within. Now, they're not asking people. They got a little placard that says that. Okay? They can put it out at the front door even. They can put it out in, we were at a restaurant that had want to make out right in the little foyer. They have a little entry foyer you come into, and then you go in and they have a thing on the wall that has people's business cards from the community. And then there was a thing for a plaque underneath it, and it had, want to make money from home? Take this card. Now they can take and put there, and you can show them after they order the product, after they're selling the product, and they're believers. That's when you bring up the business. You don't do it when they're not even buying product from you yet. Don't ever do that. Don't do the cardinal sin and try to do 2 for 1. No, sell them on the product. Show them your support. Get the sale. Help them with the setup. Okay? Bear with me here just a second, everybody. I thought I had this behind me, but I didn't. I just noticed in the thing. Y'all ever seen these spice rack things? You can get they're adjustable. You can get them at Target, Walmart, whatever. So, okay, these are great little multi-tier displays. Okay, multi-tier. You can buy one of these for $17. Have it with you. Then what you show them is you put it out, and maybe if you got 10 bottles of mink, of the Gen Mink, put this right next to their register or off to the side, okay? And put your bottles on it and say, see how these display beautifully? Folks, this is phenomenal here. This is how you build a business. And if they say, well, you know what, let's put that on order and this and that. What, you know, you need to get one of these, or do you have anything you don't? Well, you know what? They put the order in, you might want to give this away. 800 BV, if you're a platinum, 75%, you just made 600, give them a $17 thing. Wow, support makes the sale. So with that being said, I am done with today's training, but I'm not done. I'm done with today's training, but I'm not done. What I actually want to do right now is see if you have any questions with what I just went over today. Then we're going to end today's live training. So with that being said, are there any questions that we can answer for you? Type in yes, and we'll unmute you. Type in yes, and we'll unmute you. Cheryl, click the mute button and it'll unmute you. You're set up now so you can unmute yourself and ask a question. And Amy, I'll get to you as well. I noticed you were first, but I accidentally didn't see it. Cheryl?
How much does one of those cases cost? The Genusity cases? No,
you know, I don't have, you know, isn't that funny? I don't even know anymore because I know we lowered the prices on them, but they're in I think that, Randy, are these in the, where are these at, Randy?
I'm not even sure I even have them in the new shop.
We didn't put them in the new shop?
I don't think we've ever put them in the new shop. We, well, we got so low on them and we knew we couldn't get any more that I think I took them out early last year.
I know, but remember I got that truckload in. I was wondering what had been selling.
But yeah, so I don't think I've even got them in the shop. I don't know.
Can we get them back in the shop?
I suppose we can get them back in the shop.
Okay, if we can get, then we'll work on getting that done. Then think within a week probably.
I would suspect so.
Okay, tell them what link in the back office they can check back and forth. Is it where the apparel?
Just be the shop. No, just be the shop. Just go to your shop.
Whenever they place an order for products, it'll be in that shop.
Yeah, just be in the shop. Yeah.
Okay, so that's where you'll go, Cheryl. Okay.
Okay, they have a variety of them. The kind for the Gen Mink, or
no, they're all the same, and they all have foam inserts. All you do is you take a pair of scissors. You take a little magic marker and you make a, you know, go ahead and do an impression with the marker and then cut out the foam the way you want them to do. That's why we did the solid foam, so it's easy for you to do.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Great question. Okay. Now, who is, check Amazon Prime. And okay, I don't know about that. Wow. Teresa, don't post that stuff. I don't know why that would. Wow. Okay. So let's see here. Amy, you were next, I believe. Kitty is typing again. Okay. Okay. Amy, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
On the graphics on the slideshows that you have, like the 10 super wholesale program, the picture, can you put that to where we can put it on flyers, where I can make my own flyer? You know what I mean? Like,
talking about the super wholesale program?
Yeah, you know, when you have the slide going across, the picture of everything on there, the product.
Oh, with the prices underneath the products?
Yeah, and that too. But then you have the $800 or the $1,500 one.
Super wholesale program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can make my own flyers.
Yeah, I can give you the PowerPoint to it, and then you can take what you need off each slide.
Okay.
I'll post the PowerPoint in the Genusity group for anybody to. have
Okay.
y'all be careful. Don't make any kind of, don't add your own little language or
No.
stuff like that. Okay, no change off on
No,
that.
I have hair salons here, and I'm wanting to go out to them and show them what I have.
Good deal. Sounds good. Okay, Joyce Stanley is next. Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome.
Joyce Stanley,
Hey,
you're next.
yes. Okay. So, you know how most salon owners, they rent their chairs to their operators,
Uh-huh.
and the operators used to make a lot of money with selling shampoos and conditioners and all these other products. But then the superstores came along and sold those exact same products a lot cheaper. Now, there's a few companies still out there that don't sell to the superstores. They keep it just exclusive to the salons.
Yep.
However, a lot of the operators lost a lot of money to these superstores. So, so that being said, do you go in and speak to the operator first about putting the product in there, or do you talk to each of the operators to sell the product or display the product? How does that work?
Do both.
Great
I
question.
would think both, but like you said,
Now, that was part of that was, see, that's, thank you, Joyce. See, as most of you know, I don't rehearse my trainings. I bring out what I remember from on-stage trainings that I've done over the years, okay? And what Joyce just did was start my next phase. Remember where I left off with,
Yeah.
where I said you don't want to try to recruit the owner until they bought the product and they're selling the product. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Joyce. I tell you, it takes teamwork, that's for sure. Because now, once they do that, here's what you can do. Now you can get with the owner and say, you know what? We have a structure, a commission structure, where you can build your own team. And do all these operators, are they independent? Do they rent their chairs from you and then you take a percentage and da 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 da? Well, here's what you can do so you get even more sales. We have a multi-tiered sales commission plan where you can sign them up. You can sign them up as free members to our company, and you'll make overrides if they sell the product themselves and they order the product themselves and sell it. You can make overrides, and that way they have an incentive to sell, and you don't have to handle it. Put your as much money out for the salon, and they can, if they're at home and it's Christmas and they want to order for their family and friends as gifts, and they do that, you can make a percentage of that. Folks, it's a phenomenal situation. We did this years ago with NSA, and I mean, it worked great for companies that had that type of structure. So what just Joyce brought up was important, because understand, you want to get in with the owner first, get the owner to believe and purchase first, because once that happens, they're going to trust anything you put in front of them afterwards. So that's excellent. Thank you.
Because I was thinking about doing the same thing with, I got the idea from my heating and air guy who came in and put these split control heaters in the house. So when we're not in that room, why do we need to heat or air condition that room? So, but I noticed that when he came in the house to install those, that he brought his own electrician in to install those. So everything was up to standards electrically. And I got to thinking, well, the whole point of those systems is to save the homeowner money on their electricity. Then while he's got his electrician in there, why not do an additional sale, a value added sale with our Gen Energy piece?
Amen to that.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure whether I should go in with the multi-level commission statement, or just lead with the product? So
Def,
that answers
definitely lead with the product. And I'm going to say this, okay? Because you will have the majority of store owners, business owners, will not be open. Hey, sweet. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Will not be open to network marketing. The majority won't. There will be a smaller percentage that are open to it. So here's what happens. You can't take a chance. If they ask you, is this multi-level marketing? Is this network marketing company? You want to actually steer away from that until they bought the product. You want to say, no, this is a completely new business model where we're offering products at below wholesale. So you can actually sell them at wholesale, which means they'll be able to buy them cheaper from you than from Amazon, from anybody else. So that way you'll get the business. So you steer away from it. You don't want to say, no, this is not network marketing. You want to say, this is a totally different business model.
Yep.
Okay, that's all y'all remember this. This is a totally different business model. Yep. Where you can buy below wholesale and sell at wholesale. So you're do it like this. You buy below wholesale so you can sell it at wholesale and make this profit. And that way you'll be under the Costco, Sam's, Walmart, Amazon prices up here. You're still under, so you can keep your customers.
And don't be afraid to throw around the words like drop shipping, things like that, because people love drop shipping.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not having to touch the product. You truly are drop shipping it from Genusity.
But don't go there until after, because the whole object here is to make the big sale. They buy the 75 to 100 product sale to have inventory. You do not want to go into that drop shipping thing. I wish you'd have typed that to me, Randy, so I could have you stop. Because don't go there and lead with that. Don't ever let them know about that. That is what Randy said is right, though, because it'll be right whenever we start talking to them about building their sales team and the customers that we're buying from them that want more. Okay,
that's what I thought you were talking about.
No. Randy
was that aspect of it.
Yeah, whenever they have their people come back to them, that's when you bring up the drop ship. That's when you say, well, you know what? You can handle those sales one of two ways. Sell it to them out of the inventory and they can come to you, or you can give them your retail store that has them priced the same way and tell them they can either come by on their gas and dime and pick it up, or they can go to this website and let's say it's Diane's Salon. Well, you can get dianesalonshop.com and set it to forward to and show them. Set it to forward to your superstore that you get as a free member. Okay. And you can give that to them over the phone. Ask them which way would they rather order it and have it drop shipped so they don't have to make the drive. Because, you know, sometimes I know, like my mom, okay? My mom's 83, 84. I don't even know anymore. Anyways, she still drives. But if she can save the dollars of not having to operate the car and save her life from not having to get in it and drive to the salon, she would rather just order it online, okay? And that's the way more people are. So what Randy just brought up is part of that after sale, the second and third sales. And we can show them how you're snowballing. And all of a sudden, you're going to see that these sales, these add-on sales of this Gen Mink or this Gen Java, whatever kind of store you're in, these add-on sales are going to pay all your bills, your employees' salaries. It's going to cover all this so you can take more money home for you and your family.
Yeah. Plus, it's a value added in customer service to all of those organizations.
Remember what I said earlier. You make the sale and you give support. What Joyce just said, that was Joyce, right? Yeah. The value added story is the support. Okay. So great questions. Woo! Herb, what's your question? Unmute, Herb. Where's Herb?
Hey, great call, Tim. I thought I'd put myself on video so everybody can see who I am. And you know, if I'm going to be in for the long haul with you guys, you might as well see my face too. But hey man, I appreciate everybody, man. You guys are awesome. You know, I'm 16 years business owner, traditional. I got a concrete business here in Iowa, and I've been around the industry for a lot of years, and I have had no success. I was with one company, and I think I look at my success that came out of that company was the fact that I attended all the events, you know, the conventions and everything, and I gained a lot of knowledge. So, you know, fast forward 15 years, 20 years later, here comes Genesity's, and I'm really excited. I'm about ready to dig in big time. I see a lot of good things that are going to happen, not just for me, but for a lot of us. Two quick questions, Tim. Why is it that a lot of companies will tell you to recruit to sell? Because I know a lot of them that I was in the beginning, they let in that way. And it was kind of confusing a little bit, you know, because I mean, I can't bring you in, you know, if you don't believe in what you got, you're not going to do anything, not only for yourself, but, you know, anybody else around you. So I did hear a lot of companies that I was a part of, that was their lead in. My second quick question is on the Gen Energy electrical setup where you put in your home, save you 30, 40%. Is there any residual attached to that, or is that just a one-time sale?
One-time sale. It's
one-time sale.
Yeah, it's a one-time sale that if you work it right, you can get add-on sales. Otherwise, they can see your product. You can send them a thank you with the website. Also, shop my superstore. Okay, or ask for the referral. Does any of your neighbors want to save money? And then what you can do is call a few of them. Say, hey, Bill just told me you wanted to get one of the Gen Energy. Then you can go back to Bill and say, hey, Bill, listen, your neighbor Don wants to order one, and I need to ask you a question. Would you entertain? Are you looking to make some extra money from home? Okay, now you can sell to recruit and recruit to sell. That happens only because of the lead on sale. Now, everybody listen to what Herb just asked me, okay? Because I think this is really important, that both questions actually have to do with his first question in reality. And this is important. So listen up. Years ago, I was part of a training forum in 1981 with a company called Cambridge Diet. Everybody remember the Cambridge Diet?
Yeah.
I was #1 in the world with Cambridge. I made so much money with that company. I made in my first 9 months, I think I made like $1.5 million. And that's when we started having a few deaths because of some diabetics and people that had existing conditions that weren't getting with their doctor. And so they pointed the finger at the Cambridge Diet, and it went through a year and a half of court, and they shut down, they reopened up without the network marketing arm. So, but it's important to recognize, we used to teach there were 2 ways to build a business: retail to recruit and recruit to retail. Okay. And we did that back then and talked about how you could do it either way, because that covered companies that had weak product. And the majority of companies had weak product. And when I say weak product, what I mean by was products that were average to low quality and products that were overpriced. Because historically in this industry, the home-based business industry, historically, the products have all been overpriced in order to pay out those big commissions. Okay. Everybody agree with that one?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yep, I agree.
Okay. So in turn, we had to cover our butts back in those days. And it wasn't done intentionally. It was done because we were put in that position by the federal government, that we had to make sure we always talked about leading with retail as well as leading with recruiting. Okay. But in truth and reality, in those trainings, and Herb, you remember this, is we always taught start with recruit to retail. Okay. That's the way we always, because we knew that if they got into discussion about how bad their product was, because that person knew it was bad and knew they could buy better for less, they would never win that battle. Mm-hmm. but they could win the battle on how to make money. Hey, but if you can sell this, no matter if you believe in it or not, or owned it or not, you can make phenomenal sums of money with this comp plan. Okay. And that got people pumped. Because look at Joe, he dug ditches for 15 years. And now Joe's making 30 grand a month in his tattered jeans and t-shirt. Okay. Walking across the stage. So therefore, it lent credibility to recruit to retail. So that's why it was trained. I'm going back to the basics. I'm going back to what this industry was founded on, and that was retail to recruit. That's how it was founded on 65, 70 years ago, because products back then were actually, listen to me, when network marketing first kicked off, the first two companies that came out, their products were priced fairly and reasonably, and their products were great quality. But when competition came in, and the competition was bringing in low quality at high prices, but higher commissions, everybody got into a dog-eat-dog fight. My dog's better than your dog.
Yeah.
And that's what's evolved for the last 60 to 70 years. So what Genusity is doing is we're going to ignore all. We took a mental MLM enema. We got rid of all the crap. And we are starting back at square one, but we're offering high quality at low prices.
Yeah.
So low you have zero competition. And to do the business right, to build the biggest sales team, and to bring back belief in this industry, we are pushing with retail to recruit, because it is so easy to recruit when somebody's already buying it and believes in it.
Yeah.
Even if they don't want to make money, they're going to give it a try anyways.
Yeah.
Because they know they're going to always buy. Why not try to? And they know they've got a few family members that now they want the product, or neighbors that want the product. Why not I make the money? So much easier, folks. So that business model is going to ring. It's already catching. There's actually a couple of companies in the industry right now that the owners are taking off. I mean, it's like they've given up on their companies. Okay. And their volumes are going like this. You know why? Because they can't come back to everybody that's been paying $90, for their non-THC CBD, $99 distributor cost. They can't come back to them and say, okay, now we're going to sell you the same one for $30. What is that going to say to those distributors? Okay, for 3 years, we've been ripping you off for the other $70. Okay. You follow me? And so they understand that they're going to blow out anyways. So they've all but given up on their companies. So folks, we have a business plan, a business model. We've got the right training. I feel we have, with Randy and I, the right leadership. We brought 2 people in. Y'all remember this fall? Yeah. And we were only hoodooed. Okay. I'm not going to assassinate their characters. You can find out a lot on your own in today's world, just by reading what they print, what they say, and what they do, and where they've been and where they're going. Okay. And we just prayed that this would be some tremendous help for us. Okay. And the whole time we didn't need it, because Randy and I have built the foundation. We have the business model. We've provided you with the hottest product. I feel it doesn't get any better.
Nope.
And with the comp plan and the commissions, the retail commissions out of your retail store, the wholesale commissions, the fast starts, the new bonus plan, Gen Cycle, every one of you should be in Gen Cycler, and just have it there. And as you bring in your free members, encourage them to get a Gen Cycler package, whether they recruit or not. They might make money. Okay. And then they're going to get exposed to the product. So with that being said, any other last minute questions before we end today's live training?
Here's my Gin Java bag.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It holds 180 Gin Javas in it.
Yep. Wow, that is cool. I love that. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, if there's no other questions, and I'm going to ask Coach RGT. Reggie, do you have anything you can close, any of your the Bible verses that you've shared online? Do you have any that you feel, one that would really speak volumes to everybody, maybe that's touched your heart in the last week that you can think of? And I know I'm putting you on the spot. We didn't have this rehearsed, everybody. But if he does, unmute yourself and just, if you would read that out to everybody. I'm gonna ask you for one every now and then, and see if you have one that everybody give Coach Reggie just a second here, and let's just see what he's got. And I know Howard's on. I know Howard might have taken a bathroom break, because let me tell you something. I pull inspiration from all of you, and I know with Coach Reggie, Coach RGT, on Facebook, whenever I get on Facebook, one of the first things I do is I look for his Bible verse that he's got for the day, and it speaks volume. Coach Reggie, take her away.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
The Bible records in the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 3, commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. Verse 4, the Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. By mercy and truth, iniquity is purged, and by the fear of the Lord, men depart from evil.
I love it. Speaks volume, y'all. Like I said, keep the Lord in your life. Put the Lord number one, and I guarantee you what, folks, success is what you were born with. Success is what you'll leave this life with as well.
Jim,
Amen.
Cheryl has a question.
Cheryl, yes, Cheryl, where is Cheryl? Cheryl. Go ahead and unmute, Cheryl. Thank you, Coach Reggie.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If I have a potential buyer for any Genusity product, it's correct that I direct them to my URL in my back office so they can purchase it?
Yes, ma'am. And that URL that you want to give them will be your username .genusitynow.com.
Okay.
That's the URL that you want to give out, everybody. Okay?
Okay.
Super. Great question. Thank you for that. That actually helps a lot of people. I know that is a fact. So that's timing. Coach Reggie, Cheryl, Amy, Joyce, Herb, everybody, we appreciate you. We love you. We look forward to the future for all of you and your families. We look forward to building a legacy for all of our families and children and grandchildren. So with that, take care. Go out into the world and have fun, okay? And take care of your families. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see everybody Tuesday night, 7:45 p.m. God bless you. Have a great weekend, and we'll see all of you at the top. Take care. We'll see you there. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.